session buy-side liquidity by commentary only. So during the beginning of this stream, you had some things on your chart or your perspective of looking at my chart. And while it was going on, it used the 7 a.m. pre-market start time and then the first presented fair value gap there. And I talked about how that tiny little gap there wouldn't be represented by me in my analysis as the first presented fair value gap because it doesn't cause displacement. But if you look real close, sticking to the rules that I teach with my fair value gap, okay, this imbalance right there is the one I talked about being, that's the one. That's the first presented fair value gap during pre-market session hours. That means 7 o'clock to 9:30 opening. So that 2.5 hour window of watching price action, what you're going to get from this is the rules I've already shared are consistent, but my focus, okay, my interest in the market is zeroed into a very specific candle, a very specific time of day. And while this little area down in here, watch, we'll look at this. If you note that high and that candle's low, you can see it did work that, but it's only the wick. Okay, so some of you may say, well, look at this. ICT got it wrong because it went down to the first gap after 7 o'clock, because here's 7 o'clock right there. That candlestick, the one with the little wick above it. And then here's 701, then 702. That little gap, I'm not interested in that. But now watch what happens, okay? That gap is a common gap to me. This is the first presented fair value gap because it displaces above this high. Not engulfing the previous candle. That's not what this is, okay? This displacement is technically it's a shift in market structure, okay? An engulfing candle is not a shift in market structure. I don't care what 20-year-old tells you that. That's not what that is. This is a shift in market structure, okay? This candlestick gap right there, if we were using, as I teach it, this is the first presented fair value gap. So you have to use candlestick number 1, because this is number 1. Number 2 is the imbalance or inefficiency. And number 3 is the close of the 3 candlestick pattern that frames the imbalance in the middle, or candle number 2. Candle number 1 in a bullish fair value gap, candlestick number 1's low is the stop. You see how easy that is? That's not complicated, folks. I see a lot of people out there going crazy because I posted some guys, I mean, hey, you want attention, I'll give it to you when it's fun. But this gap here, the real one, that is candlestick number 1 here. So the stop is there. Was it in jeopardy? No. The body stayed inside of the first presented fair value gap as I called for. And this little inerrant wick, okay, it's permissible. Why? Because there is a small common gap there, but the stop loss is down here. So the logic still holds true. Okay, when we use fair value gaps, bullish ones, the stop's got to be below candlestick number 1's low. When we're looking at bearish fair value gaps, the stop is above